Ask 10 people what rainbow gatherings are and you'll get 10 different answers.
It's like a big collective of anarchists. It's not tied down by society standards.
Some people just want to get up.
Rainbow is a prayer for peace.
I'm personally a nudist.
Oh, this is native. You hear the drums, see the teepees.
My parents would tell me about Woodstock and stuff, and now I'm experiencing it in my own way.
It's a barter-only society.
It's a small prototype of what culture could be.
Take your cameras out of our circle.
That's what, yeah.
You think I was joking?
You know, the rainbow gathering doesn't have the best reputation.
There's about 10 cop cars behind me.
The police are here to antagonize us rather than to protect us.
Medical coming through.
Does this really matter?
They're living in a bubble.
I don't get it. I'm not feeling it.
My finger got dipped in. I'm getting out.
Hippies, flower children, dead and die. We just go to the rainbow every year and you still get high.
We're on our way to the Rainbow Family National Gathering. This is a yearly event where thousands of self-proclaimed hippies descend upon a national forest, setting up camps, organizing food kitchens, taking psychedelics, basically trying to live a utopian society for a week. They've been going and organizing since the 70s, but in recent years they've been getting a lot of negative press because there's been instances of violence and assaults and even murders. This year marks the 50th anniversary of Rainbow Family Gathering, so we are in a very remote part of Colorado in a very janky RV to see what it's all about. That's the map that we're trying to follow right now. You're gonna be shocked. We're a little lost.
Main Meadow is where most events will take place, including a communal meditation and prayer for world peace on July 4th. But you have to hike a few miles in just to reach it.
Welcome home. Welcome home.
Welcome home, fam.
Have you been to gatherings before?
Yeah,
Okay.
This is my 15th national.
I've only been here for a day. We walked in a couple times though, and it was so beautiful to see the tents laid out and then along the tree lines.
The first Rainbow Family Gathering happened in Strawberry Lake, Colorado in 1972. Partly a reaction to the Vietnam War, the intention was to establish a permanent anti-consumerism community built on peace and love. But that OG gathering only lasted a month, so now the family comes home to different national parks every year. And because it's the 50th anniversary, they're expecting thousands to show up.
You'll never get there. It's 3 miles up, and it's uphill, downhill.
And then there's
downhill.
more after that?
Oh yeah, it's a huge circle.
As we've been making our way up the paths, we've stumbled upon a communal kitchen. So this is like the heartbeat of Rainbow Gatherings. So people come for food, for tea. It smells amazing. This is your first rainbow?
Yeah.
Mine too.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, cheers to the first. Do you see this event as somehow changing society in a way? Or like,
Oh, yeah. It's a small prototype of what culture could be.
We've been hiking for like 3 miles, mostly dense forest. And we're here. This is, I think this is Main Meadow. It's actually really beautiful. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to Info.
Hi. I'm Erica.
Circus.
Hi, Circus. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Erica. Yeah, so today is the second day of the gathering. The prayer for world peace happens in 2 days at noon on the 4th. Right? Well, let me show you this map over here. So you've already walked from there to here. So it's kind of a rainbow shape. The trail.
Yeah, that's nice.
Right? Some really great places you're gonna wanna check out. This is the stage, you're gonna funk. You got Kid Village here. There's no official like placement for this kitchen goes here, this kitchen goes there. But the larger kitchens that come back year after year, they tend to be kind of like anchor points.
But I didn't bring any money, so how would I?
Sweat equity is what you would contribute.
Sweat equity,
We
is
need
that
some
like,
firewood.
Okay, building
We need
stuff.
some firewood. We need some veggies chopped for dinner. We need a shitter to be dug, a trench. So these are the kind of things that people can do to contribute. You don't have to have money to be part of society like this or part of a little community like this. There's space here for everyone.
So are we walking mostly through like campgrounds?
So this is Main Trail.
Main Trail, okay.
Hey, cart coming through, cart coming through, cart coming through, make a hole. Oh, there's a trade circle up ahead. The idea is that it's a barter-only society. Like nothing's being sold for $5 or $20.
Right, this is truly just a bartering thing.
Yeah.
I was quite impressed with how functional this place was. The people here were able to cook their own food,
This is our walk. This is a tent to make food.
dig their own toilets,
Doesn't even smell that bad. It smells fine.
and install running water. There was a stage for entertainment, a spa.
Oh, do you have a little foot fungus going on?
Oh, probably. A medical staff.
Medical coming through.
And even a camp where people can bring their kids.
I feel much safer at Rainbow than like walking through Portland.
Because there's no formal Rainbow leadership, I figured this would just be a bunch of hippies camping for the weekend. But it actually felt more like a temporary city in the middle of the woods.
To literally have bread pudding at 9,000 feet in the middle of the forest with cream cheese frosting, walnuts, like super moist and delicious.
These gatherings draw people from all over the world and from all walks of life.
When I was picturing the people who were going to come to Rainbow Family Gathering, you were not someone I pictured.
You got a picture?
Yeah.
The ones you can't picture. That's exactly the ones to picture.
It's been 50 years since the first gathering, and while some folks come out just to unplug and connect with like-minded people, others are true believers in the anti-establishment mission and perceived impact the Rainbow Gathering is having on the world.
So I've been asking people this question, which is like, how long have you been coming to Rainbow? But for you, it's kind of a trick question because you were conceived at Rainbow?
No, I wasn't conceived at Rainbow, but I was a fetus at Rainbow.
You were a fetus at
My
Rainbow.
mom and dad both went to the Pennsylvania gathering in '86 before they met, and by the next year, they were together and pregnant with me. But I've been consistently coming to Rainbow gatherings as an adult and plugging in since 2010 for the last 12 years. The whole point of the gathering in the USA on the 4th of July and in other countries on the full moon is to have our meditation for peace and then to come together in a circle, touch hands, say a sacred sound, and then celebrate peace. A lot of people come in and they don't necessarily want to be in unity and pray for peace and do that. That's not their thing, but there's still something that they come to Rainbow that are passionate about, whether it's someone who just is like a line chef and really loves cooking food and is happy never to go out and see the woods.
Here you go. You got some vegetable prep happening.
Hi, guys.
Hey, can I grab a baby carrot?
Please. Baby bird it to you.
Thank you.
Right now we're at Fat Kids Kitchen, which is one of the many communal kitchens here at Rainbow. It's about 6 o'clock. There's a free dinner down in Main Meadow. They need some volunteers to take food down, so I'm gonna help out. Is this one of the pots that you'll be cooking with down at Main Meadow?
No, it's already done. All the food is done.
Oh, so the food's in here right now?
Yes.
Okay, so what's for dinner?
Organic lentil soup with coconut cream.
That sounds delicious,
It's amazing.
delicious. Did you make it?
I did.
Do you have like a favorite meal that you make at Rainbow?
This is my first time at Rainbow, and I'm surprised they trusted me with the right energy, brother.
Oh, that's amazing. It's my first time too. That's cool. How has your experience been so far?
Amazing. So it's like you're coming home, and it's like everybody just accepts you.
1, 2, 3. Whoop. Whoop. Woohoo! I like being in the back and then I get to smell the delicious curry the entire time. Whew. So this is about 100 pounds of soup.
Yeah.
About a 30-minute walk at 9,000 feet. Is that the elevation?
Something around there.
Something around there. I am tired. It's 100 pounds. And
she's doing a great job.
How long?
Another 20 minutes.
Another 20 minutes. Almost there. Almost there. You know, you could have picked a cooking kitchen that was like a little bit closer to Main Meadow, but I'll allow it. Just saying. Hot soup coming through. Hot soup. Oh my God. 1, 2, 3. Whoa. Whoa. Oh my God. Dude. How heavy did you say that was?
100 pounds at least.
100 pounds at least. Do you guys need any help serving?
Yes, we're gonna need help serving.
Okay.
We're gonna have 2 people per.
Excuse me, you know what? You guys cannot be doing this in the center of our circle. You do not have consent of all the people.
Oh, nobody who we don't have consent from we can feature. These cameras are just on him and I.
With all the people around.
Oh, you can't.
You are in the center of our circle.
100%. Yeah.
We're very
But it's-
uncomfortable. If you could take it out of the circle, that would be great.
You can show her the
No, as long as
Please,
Yeah,
take
they
your
want- yeah.
cameras out of
That-
our
that's
circle.
what.
Yeah.
You think I was joking?
No, we're just finishing talking to David.
I don't
on his
care.
thing.
Go out of the circle.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We just got kicked out of Dinner Circle, which is happening behind us. Kind of disappointed, to be honest. I mean, as soon as we walked in, it was kind of like immediate animosity towards us, and there wasn't even an approach of like, hey, can we just ask why you're here and what you're filming? It was like, kind of get the fuck out. And because there's no real leadership and person you can go to say, hey, I spoke to them, they said it was totally cool. If one person says no in a big group like that, you're out. So, you know, I get it, but a little disappointing.
Near the entrance of the gathering is A Camp, or alcohol camp. It's where some of the rougher stuff at Rainbow goes down, usually involving drugs, alcohol, cops, and people dealing with mental health issues. This camp almost acts as a filter, keeping some people away from the main Rainbow gathering.
Where's Spoons at?
Spoons? I don't know where he's at.
So we're at A camp right now, which is kind of like right at the front gate of where Rainbow Family really starts. There's about 10 cop cars behind me. They just got out of their vehicles. We were trying to leave Rainbow Family and ran into them. I tried to talk to the cops to find out what was going on. They wouldn't tell me, but what I did over here was that they were looking for spoons.
Okay, well, you guys got this.
I fucking hate you.
Thank you.
Hey, no problem.
I feel like this part of Rainbow Family Gathering, 8 Camp in particular, is very hostile towards law enforcement.
It's not hostile. These people,
yeah,
although they might look like the darkest, they are the ones who are keeping the darkness from heading up the fucking road. I found love on both sides. Up here, down here, it's all the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't really have family. And these people have given me everything I needed. Everything, you know?
Yeah. Do you expect to have, more instances of cops showing up and arresting people in A camp?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The police are very here to antagonize us rather than to protect us.
We do this thing called 6 Up, where we scream 6 Up if there's cops. 6 Up!
They do walk through intending to give out as many tickets as they can so that they can justify their federal budget next year.
A few days before going to the gathering, I talked with Sheriff Wiggins of Routt County, whose department is handling this year's event.
Have you issued any citations, any arrests, any issues so far with people coming in for the Rainbow Gathering?
There have been citations issued. There have been several people that have been arrested and taken to jail. I would say that we do get intel about certain people that follow the Rainbow group that has warrants. Some of these individuals are sexual predators or known for violence. They don't like law enforcement. It's very difficult when you're dealing with a crowd of 10,000 and we have 30 or maybe 40 law enforcement officers to go in and deal with a situation like that.
Does the fact that kids are there, does that make you feel any different about the activities that go down at Rainbow?
It's not a kind of event I would take my kids to, just based on what I know. The Rainbow Gathering doesn't have the best reputation.
I think that if people Google Rainbow, it's kind of a mixed bag, right? Do you acknowledge that there's things like assaults or drug use that is darkness, I guess, on Rainbow, or how do you interpret the media coverage?
Absolutely. But first of all, the way that people come with that question primarily, it's sort of the same way as if I was interviewing the mayor of a small town and being like, isn't it true that there are people in jail in your town for drugs?
Right.
Of course it is, but that's every community and every place in the world. But a lot of people use semantics that I really don't like. They talk about we have bad apples and we take care of our bad apples. And
so what would you rather they say?
That everyone comes to the gathering broken and trying to heal. People come here that have emotional issues or mental health issues and they just get rejected everywhere else, and they come here and they find people that are willing to be patient with them and find a way that they can be productive and loved and not push people away.
You could feel a real love coming from Finch for his Rainbow family, and the sentiment that all were welcomed here was one that was shared across the gathering.
Loving you.
Loving you.
Loving you.
You got a belly button? You got a belly button?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Guess what? You're welcome here.
The invitations to everyone. So, to the banker, to the politician.
Some of them are gay, some of them are transgender, some of them are odd people.
Whether they want to have clothes on, not have clothes on, whether they want to be loud or quiet or play an instrument or whatever. I'm personally a nudist.
Oh, they're living in a bubble, in a cultural bubble. And watch out for cultural, how many people are of different ethnicities here. You'll see it's kind of a monolithic.
We were wondering about that.
Yeah, so was I.
It looks pretty white.
Very true. I think you could count the people that aren't on a couple of fingers, maybe 10.
At an event that was supposedly for everybody, why was the population so white? I wanted to talk to Aretha and Sumi, a mother and daughter who were at the gathering for the first time, to hear about how their experience has been so far.
The experience has not been at all what I expected. I expected to be a lot more welcoming, a lot more of the classic hippie peace and love and togetherness, and it hasn't been that experience at all. Within the first half hour of being here, I got yelled at 3 times. And then within the first hour, my mom had to have a conversation with a gentleman about why the Confederate flag is racist.
I felt like people were more like, who's this and why are they here? We definitely didn't look like anybody else.
Have you seen a lot of black and brown folks at Rainbow?
No. They kind of present themselves as like a oneness and people of oneness. You would think it would be a melting pot, and it was more like lentil in the melting pot. Kind of shocking, actually.
If this is a group of people who's talking about peace and love, but they're also talking about this ideal society in the future, did they lose some of that relevance or impact if you're not inclusive?
My experience is if you've been doing this for 50 years and you have not integrated, you have failed. I'm hoping maybe I'm going to see the prayer circle tomorrow and go, oh my God, I get it. But I don't right now. I don't get it. I'm not feeling it.
Today's the 4th of July, and it's the prayer for peace. It starts at dawn with a moment of silence. After the silence, spontaneous ohms and chants will break out. We want to be respectful of the group after last night and getting kicked out of dinner, so I'm going to go sit down with them, but the cameras will stay back.
I think people are knowing that we're about to come to like the height of this ohming practice. I've been ohming for about a half an hour. Starting.
I didn't do it as loud.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Look at this. This is native. This isn't Western civilization. This is native. You hear the drums, you see the teepees. If you were at 72, it would be like this. If you come to 2042, 2052, you will see this. It is love. That's what it's all about. Hippies, flower children's dead and died. We just go to the rainbow every year and you still get high.
The prayer for peace was meditative with some Midsommar vibes thrown in, but is this why people come to the gathering? Later that night, I sat down with some of the younger Rainbow generation to talk about their experience and what they hope to see from the group in the future. Do you think that today's Rainbow Family Gathering is still about change, or is it, I don't know, maybe evolved because it's been 50 years and change can be slow?
It still changes people on a personal level. It totally transformed my life. I was like, oh wow, people can interact like this. We can exchange things without money, just out of love, and then have everything we need. Just still at its base level, the fact that this is a co-creative space where people are working day in, day out, cooking food to give to whoever walks up and be like, love you, here you go. That's beautiful, you know?
And that's what this is, really. It's a big collective of anarchists coming together who don't want a leader and figuring out how we're going to live together. And fuck, we're doing it. We're kicking ass, I think.
So I have to ask, the word hippie. Do you identify as a hippie? Is that a weird word? Yeah.
I see it as weird. That's just me. Because I'm these guys, they created something from a war that was happening, and there was a counterculture, and they were this, and they did that, and then but now who are we? What are we gonna do?
Yeah.
We're super inspired by them, but they did great, but we need to do better.
Right, we can't just be dressing up like them and be like us too, it's about change. Yeah, that's such a good point, Tree. So many people are so unhappy with what goes on in the world, and it's at the basic human level, you'd think we could just be together and be okay, let's stop. And I think that is what Rainbow was originally kind of about.
How many people
people have rolled through your dance party tonight?
Honestly, I was tripping so hard earlier that I was kind of just paying attention to me and my girl.
I'm his blue-haired goddess.
Woo! Blue-haired goddess. I love her to death.
Rainbow Gathering, dance party.
2020.
Oh,
2020.
What's up? Yeah.
As my journey at Rainbow was coming to an end, I wondered, what was the point of all of this?
Karen, this is your 50th Rainbow Gathering?
Oh, no. I went to the first one. I've never been back.
What are you really affecting other than you guys are coming out here for like a week barbecue and you're all gonna eat and like feed and I'm not getting it yet. I don't see how this is going to make any difference in places where people actually live.
I don't know if this matters, you know? I hope it does, but we all go back to whatever state we're from, and then the Supreme Court does some more, you know?
If you had to maybe give some like advice to people who come to something like this thinking that this is the thing that's going to change the world, what maybe advice would you give them?
Go vote. Go vote. Vote. Get political.
For me, this is all about prophecy. This pure spirit of sharing and being natural and being wild is going to seep into the world, and people are going to start being kinder and more generous and suspicious of mean governments.
Even for the folks that are not peaceful in this world, they might end up coming to this one day and realize that peace is the way.
If they applied that much care and togetherness and things they were using for rallies back in the day into like societal things and fights that are happening now, they would be a force to be reckoned with. But instead, from what I see, they're up here in the woods bickering with each other about water lines.
Yeah, so we're leaving, and I feel like I've got my finger got dipped in. I got it. I'm getting out.
The song is called In the Silence. In the silence, we will make a sound.
While some people might be affected by this on an individual level, it's hard to see how this is making a bigger impact. And while everyone comes here for different reasons, there's a large portion who believe that what they're doing can heal the world. That feels like a lofty goal and one that they probably can't achieve. But if you just want to come to the woods, practice communal living for a week, take some psychedelics, and taste bread pudding at 9,000 feet, I highly recommend going to Rainbow Family Gathering.
In the sun.
Then I ran into this brother named Harold Williams. His daughter's around here named Cara. And Harold and I agreed in this lifetime that we would end all false hierarchies on earth and in the heavens. And we decided in this lifetime.
That's a big pressure to put on yourself, though, to end all of this hierarchy.
Agreement.